everything must be perfectly right. And the man that is trying to take that number one plate away from him is this man, Kurt Nickel. Jobé then drops into the gate for the 36th time in this 500 season. 35 races are gone. This is the last one. Brian Wheeler, the KTM British rider, drops in beside Jobé. Then it's Nickel, the man that hopes after this race he can take that number one plate back to Britain with him. Billy Lyles, who decided not to sit in the van, has come out to race. 5-second board is up. This is it. It's all on this one. The gate drops. There they go, up the start straight. Jobé on the inside, and look at Wheeler. Wheeler has cut Jobé off. Is Jobé still on the bike, we ask ourselves. Wheeler cut Jobé tight into the fence, and that's given Nickel the spurt that he needed. He's away. They chase hard. There's Anstey. Well, there's so many of them. There's Jobé. He's back in about 7th at the moment. Jobé has got to finish out of the top two to give Nickel the win. There is Lyles. Gherkins has gone through. Oh, breaths. There's Thorpe just got up the inside. Oosterhard, Boonen. Now the question is, can Jobé get back to second? If Nickel wins, Jobé finishes third, Nickel will be the champion. But if Jobé gets to second, Nickel will lose it by 2 points. This is heart-stopping stuff. Where is Jobé? There he is, 5th at the moment. Who's he got in front? Nielsen is one of those riders. There is Mervyn Anstey, Merv the Swerve, as he's so affectionately known in Britain. Maybe it's time for Merv to do some swerving. There is Lyles, who really doesn't care what goes on in front of him at the moment. He's third in the championship. Jobé still behind the two riders in front. Nickel is out safely in the lead. He really has nothing more to do than to stay where he is, and that's all he can do, take 20 points. It's all down to what happens behind him. There is Jobé now into second. There is Jørgen Nielsen. If Nielsen can get past Jobé, that will give Nickel the championship. But if they stay as they are, Kurt Nickel has lost it. Maybe that incident at the British Grand Prix will have some bearing on this afterwards. Maybe other things that have happened during the year, but it's all on this last race. And look at Aaron Nickel. He looks to the ground. He must be so disappointed at the moment. Is his rider going to be number one for next year, or is he going to be number two? He's already been there 4 times. He's just told him that Jobé is second, and there is no one anywhere near Jobé to do anything about it. Nickel can only hope for a mechanical failure on Jobé's part, but that is extremely unlikely. Only once has that bike broken down, and only once has Nickel's broken down. Absolutely superb preparation by the mechanics, and just listen to the home crowd. Lyles has got a rock in the eye. Billy Lyles gets a rock in the eye to finish off his Grand Prix season, and here is Nickel. 1 lap to go. I think it's going to be Jobé. Jobé is second. There's really nothing Kurt Nickel can do. He's done everything that can be done. He's won all 3 races. That's the only man, Jørgen Nielsen, that can do anything about Jobé at the moment. And with 1 lap to go, he hasn't got a hope. The rest of the pack come through unawares of what's going on at the front, but this is one bitterly disappointed man. He's got the hat-trick, he's won the race, but this man has won the World 500cc Championship 2 years in a row. That's 5 times a world champion for Georges Jobé, the Belgian. Anstey was 4th. Just look at this finishing official. Well, I'm not sure. Well, I think we'll just give him the Lunatic of the Year award at the moment. He's going crazy, and so are the fans, especially the Jobé fans. 5 times a world champion, Georges Jobé. And what can anybody say?
Et là, l'autre belle. Et là, c'est fabuleux. je pense que tu as...
George Jove, congratulations, the 5th championship.
Yeah, thanks very much. I'm very happy. It was a long day, very long night, very long week. It was, you know, very long for me, but anyway, it's done and I'm very happy.
And how does it rate in your 5 world titles? How do you see this one?
I can't say how I feel now because it's too early, but I can say that the 5th one is as the first one. Is, you know, you fight as good as for the first one, but the difference that when you fight for the first one, you don't know what's that world champion, and when you race for the 5th time, you know what's you know, really world champion, and makes you more nervous. I knew that something can happen, you know, like in Namur. It started in Namur. When I first broke down in Namur, I was very in panic and I thought everything was going away. And 1 week later in Luxembourg, when I crashed in that start and I start last, and you see how I race, and I think I won the championship there in Luxembourg, the 2nd heat. I was starting, you know, to think, and I lost a little bit confidence. And I was ready to come here because I practice a lot, and I was feeling good. My condition is top, like never been as before. And but the problem, I was a little bit too nervous for the first heat, because yesterday when I raced when I ride yesterday for the time practice, I was so fast and so nice, so easy. And when I see how I raced today, I raced like a junior. But anyway, the title is the most important thing. I can say that Kurt was a very nice rider, a very nice concurrent, how do you say, and competitor, very sportman, and I can say that I'm sorry for him, because I know I have been already 4 times second also, plus that 5 titles. So I know what's that second, and I can say that when you race for the first or the second place, the effort, the work is same. So I can say that Kurt this year really worked for the title, but I won it.
Well, George, congratulations, and you've given us some great entertainments.
Thanks.
And 5 world titles.
Thank you for you know, coming to the race and giving us, I think, a lot of advertising all over Europe. We need this, and thanks very much for you guys following us.
Thanks, George.
Thank you.
Kurt Nickel, commiserations, 2 points short of being world champion. How do you feel?
I'm gutted, to be honest. I mean, I just expected that if I could win all 3 races today, that I'd be champion. It was as simple as that. I came here happy to accept that I was going to be second if that was going to be the case. But, you know, I knew that if I won all 3 races, or I thought if I won all 3 races that I would be champion, and if I didn't, then I would have to accept I'd be second. And I've won all 3 races and I'm still not champion, and I can't really believe it.
You can't fault your performance today. You must be heartened by that. There's nothing you could have done different today.
No, I mean, I've ridden very well throughout most of the season, and I mean the end of the season, I mean, I've been very, very strong. I mean, I've never felt stronger than I rode today, but you know, it just wasn't quite enough in the end.